Oh, hi everyone. I'm Mrs. G.
There's lots to do and see.
Come and play along with me. Come on.
I'm Mrs. G. There's lots to do and see. Come and play along with me. Story time with Mrs. G.
Hi everyone. Today's story is all about TJ going on an adventure to a pirate ship. Now you'll remember that last time TJ and Big Alfred went to Underwater World, and suddenly TJ blew on his hand and all the sparkling glitter from the fairy dust made the ocean and all the mermaids and all the fish stop still. And suddenly TJ had noticed this pirate ship, and he noticed that the captain of the pirate ship had a green face. Was it a dream or was it real? Anyway, TJ was off to school, and he and April were having a great time with their friends, seeing their teachers, and everything seemed to be getting back to normal. And TJ almost forgot about his adventures with Big Alfred because things were so busy. The hustle and bustle of getting ready for school, the hustle and bustle of coming home from school. Suddenly, it was the weekend, and TJ realised he'd got time. He didn't have to rush off to school. So he went to play with his toys, and he found his pirate ship. And then he thought he's going to dress up as a pirate. So he looked in his dressing up clothes. He threw out this and he threw out that. He suddenly found his pirate hat. He popped it on. And then he found his pirate costume. He popped that on as well. And this particular day, he decided he was going to be Pirate TJ all day. Mummy, please can I wear my pirate costume to bed? Oh, I suppose so, said Mummy. She was just pleased that TJ had been so good going to school when it was all a bit difficult after lockdown. So that night he went upstairs to bed. Up he went, up the first flight of steps, and then up the second flight of steps, along the landing, into his bedroom, and up the steps of his bedroom. He went into bed and he pulled the covers over himself and he thought, I am Pirate TJ and I'm going to fight those other pirates. Here I go. And he went to snuggle down to go to sleep when suddenly he heard the cough of Big Alfred. Big Alfred, said TJ, are we going back to the adventure where I saw the pirates? Did you? Said Big Alfred. Oh yes, said TJ. When you were about to fly the flying saucer off, I looked out of the window and there, on the fish tank ocean, I saw a pirate ship. And the captain of the pirate ship had a green face. I don't know who it was. Well, you must come with me, said Big Alfred. I have a problem. Can I help? Said TJ. Of course you can. Close your eyes and count to 10. So TJ shut his eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when he opened his eyes, there they were, going up the steps of the flying saucer. The doors opened, they walked in, and the door shut behind them. Big Alfred looked at TJ, and TJ looked at Big Alfred. Had Big Alfred grown, or had TJ shrunk? I don't know. Suddenly, Big Alfred started pressing the buttons of the control panel, and the flying saucer went up, 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 past the birds, past the clouds, past the sun, past the stars, past the moon, and past all the planets. Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And suddenly, there in front of them, looked like a desert island. Woohoo! Said TJ, I can see the pirate ship. And sure enough, there, moored up on this desert island, was the pirate ship. He looked down at it and he was excited. He was excited to be going on this adventure. He'd always wanted to go and see what pirates do on their pirate ship. Close your eyes, said Big Alfred, and count to 5. TJ shut his eyes and excitedly counted to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when he opened his eyes, there they were, going out of the flying saucer. They jumped onto the sand, and where they landed, there was a great big cross. And in the cross, there was a spade. This must be where the treasure is buried, said Big Alfred. Yes, I think you're right, said TJ. I know all about that because I am a pirate. But something has happened, said Big Alfred. Take a look around you. So TJ looked and he could see that the ocean was still, and it was still. That's a bit funny to say. Anyway, there was no fish moving, there was no waves, and everything was very, very quiet. What's happened, said TJ. Well, do you remember when you actually blew the fairy dust and it made everything stop still? That was how pirates were able to get the mermaid's treasure. Oh dear, said TJ. How can I help? Well, he said, I think what we need to do is use this spade and dig and see if we can find the treasure, and then we will sort it all out. Okay, TJ said. Now, he started digging and he dug, and sure enough, his spade hit something hard. He dug through the sand, and there he found a great big treasure chest. He opened it up. He looked inside. It was all slimy. Said TJ. What's happened? I think I know, said Big Alfred. Dip your finger in. So he dipped his finger in, and it was a bit slimy, but actually, when he took his fingers out, they were quite clean. Yes, I think this is the work of the big bad alien, said Big Alfred. Oh, said TJ. What do you think's happened? Well, it's to stop us from taking the treasure back to the mermaids. What can we do? Said TJ. I will show you, said Big Alfred. I want you to blow your fairy dust first of all onto this treasure chest. So TJ blew his hand, and all the glittering, beautiful fairy dust landed on the treasure. And suddenly, the slime disappeared. And now, said Big Alfred, we're going to climb onto the pirate ship. Yippee, said TJ. He grabbed up the treasure chest, put it under his arm, and there they climbed up aboard the pirate ship. Oh, TJ was so amazed. He felt like he was the king of the waves. He was the captain of this pirate ship. Ahem, said Big Alfred. Oh yes, said TJ. We've got some work to do. I want you to open the treasure chest, and I want you to tip all the treasure back into the ocean. But first, you need to blow again the fairy dust to make the ocean come alive again. Okay, I will, said TJ. So he opened his palm and he blew. The fishes started swimming, the waves started turning, and TJ was sure that he could see at the bottom of the ocean those mermaids moving around. And there, somewhere in the distance, he saw April riding her seahorse again. She's still there, thought TJ. Anyway, he managed to get the treasure chest, and he was just about to tip all the treasure back into the ocean when he thought, I need something from this adventure. So he found a special jewel. It was red. That was his favourite colour. And he popped it into his pocket. And then he did what Big Alfred said, and he tipped the treasure chest with all the treasure back into the ocean. The fish caught the treasure in their mouths, and they swam to the bottom of the ocean, and they gave the treasure back to the mermaids, and the mermaids looked up and they waved to TJ, and TJ waved to them, and April waved as well, and TJ waved to April. That's a good job done, said TJ. Pirate TJ. Yes, said Big Alfred, but I think I can hear something coming. I think I can hear and I can feel something blowing. Is it the big bad alien? Said TJ. I think it might be, said Big Alfred. I think we need to get off of this pirate ship as quickly as possible. Where are we going to go then? Said TJ. Close your eyes and count backwards from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when TJ opened his eyes, there they were going up the steps of the flying saucer. Up they went, and doors opened. They walked in, and the doors shut behind them. Big Alfred went over to the control panel, and TJ peeked out of the window. And what he saw was this. He saw the pirate ship, and he saw that it was still on the desert island. And he also saw the big bad alien with the green face and with a pirate hat on. I wonder what he's doing. And as he watched him, he saw him snuggle backwards into the cannon. My goodness, what's he going to do, thought TJ. And suddenly this cannon started to explode, and the big bad alien went shooting through the sky. he went shooting through the tunnel, past all the planets that TJ had ever been to, past Rainbow World, past Football Land, past Dinosaur Land, past Jelly Welly Land, past Tumbledown Land, past all the planets, past Castle Land, past Fairyland, past the Underwater Land, and there he ended in a great big hole. That must be the end of him, thought TJ. But as he watched, the pirate ship started to sink. What's happening to the pirate ship, he thought. It was sinking sand, and the pirate ship sunk very, very quickly and disappeared as if it had never been there. Thought TJ, I really like that adventure. Anyway, the flying saucer went up, 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 past all the planets. Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Mercury, and the moon, and the beautiful stars, and the sun, and the birds, and the clouds. And then, said Big Alfred, it's time for you to close your eyes and count backwards from 5. So TJ shut his eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when he opened his eyes, he was in his bed. He rolled over. It was morning time. He undid his blind. It was a day for him to go back to school. But before he got up to get his uniform on and get ready for his breakfast and rush off to school, he felt in his pocket, and sure enough, he found the jewel. Was it a dream or was it real?